Welcome back everybody to Casual Gamer Oz as we now move into round 12, the Belgian Grand Prix of F1 2017 Career Mode Season 6. Ben Waterworth, Toro Rosso driver, Ben Waterworth, YouTube video host, speaking to you right now. Best qualifying here, 8th back in Season 2 of F1 2016. Let's get into this. Sadly, it's a wet one too, and this is going to hamper us our opportunity for pole. We've increased the difficulty back up to 60 after having it down to 10 for Hungary to help us out there. But I would much rather this be a wet qualifying than a dry race though. As I think that will obviously for a better chance at victory rather than pole position, because obviously, as you know, we have the most powerful engine in Formula 1 through upgrades, and I would much rather that come into play in the race than for pole. It doesn't really matter too much as long as we get in the top 10. Got to get into the top 13, of course, base there, but we've got a big power advantage coming out of Air Rouge. As you can see, the gap there to Hamilton behind us. We easily set the fastest purple sector, but this is where we will struggle. It is the sort of the infield section here of Belgium. The twisty part of the circuit is where we struggle. As you can see there, Hamilton catching straight up to us now, and this is where we will lose all our time and hopefully still hang on though around the top 5. 5th would be nice, as we obviously find ourselves probably behind the Mercedes and the Ferraris. Although, obviously, you know, if we can get pole, we're going to get pole, folks. We're not going to refuse pole position, but I just feel that our pace overall at this circuit isn't going to be as high in the wet as it would be in the dry. So that's why we're going to look forward to, hopefully, a dry race as we get prepared to come up to Cousin Johnny's house. As I hate this sequence of corner here, as you can tell, I always slide out of it. Whoa, and somehow I don't spin there. Nearly getting ready for a flashback there, but we quite hang on to it. Getting ragged there. I'll get a bit of curve, and we're going to now approach into the top speed section. We get past Cousin Johnny's house and drop way down to 7. We have to gain our speed here just because slow in that section with the sliding out. Much more confident in Italy because it's a lot less on the whole corners there. If we can hang on to 7th, that will be our highest ever qualifying here in Belgium. I mentioned it was 8th before through the bus stop chicane. 6 at the moment. Can we get to 5th? Sneak over into 5th. Can we hold on to 5th? We can! Yes!
We're very happy with that position. Well done.
Just behind the Ferraris and the Mercedes. That will bode very well for us race day, and hopefully we'll have a dry one. We've whacked in a new engine, by the way, just to keep it nice and sturdy and powerful so we can have a good crack here at Belgium. Fingers crossed. Moving forward for a dry one so we can take through those 4 cars in front of us to up our reputation still and go for a victory here in Belgium. Let's get to that now. And to be absolutely precise right now, highest ever finish here is actually 5th. We started 11th last season, finished 5th, and yeah, never been on the podium here. But obviously now, best engine. And I think last year it was a wet race, so that kind of hampered our opportunities to really go up the field on the podium. Particularly because we started back in 11th. So, let's see how we go. Of course, we've won 5 of the last 6 Grand Prix. We've been podium the last 6 races. So we're going to go podium minimum here again. And hopefully we can maintain that. Obviously, our part, that our upgraded section that we failed last time worked this time around. So that's good. Reputation doesn't really improve too much with many of the teams there. We've got a dry race. Hooray, motherfucker. Alrighty. Here we go, folks. There should be no reason why we don't win here in Belgium, and no reason why we don't win in Italy. Particularly Italy. Well, it's our most successful track in terms of victories. Won there twice. Once in this game and once in F1 2016 as our first ever victory. But here we go. Belgium. We're only, what, 10 points behind Sebastian Vettel as well. So we are still in the hunt for the championship. But again, not too focused on that championship. As long as we get a Mercedes or a Ferrari reputation increase, that's what we want. Alright, okay, we've got the inside line, that's good. Here we go, folks. It's Belgium time. Look out for flashbacks here in La Source, because it's always a tricky dicky. And boom, Belgium is underway. Not the best of starts in terms of the pace, but we can try and duck one through here. We're going to outbrake ourselves. Can we hold on to that? No, we can't. Whoa, we're going to lose out to Verstappen there as well. Not a good start at all there, folks. We outbraked ourselves well. Now, coming into Air Rouge, this is going to be tricky. This is going to be very, very tricky. Holding on to this speed. Can we go around Verstappen there? Whoa, hold on to it. Look at the speed we've got coming out of Air Rouge. We're just overtaking them left, right, and centre. Around 1. Oh, no, we're going to have to clip ourselves there. Oh, we're going to have to pass off the excitement there for a second, folks. Just as we clipped Raikkonen. Going to put it there. Might be a bit of a tricky one to hold on to. We've got a Mercedes right next to us. Oh, this is difficult. This is difficult. Can we outbrake Vettel? Oh, not quite. We've still got a Mercedes on the inside of us there. I think we can get him into this section here if we hold on to it. We just do. Oh, that was tight. Thank you, Jeffrey. It was a strong start. Oh, it's not going to be a strong start if we lose it coming through there. Oh, I was worried that I was have to flash back once I lost that position to Verstappen, but the speed coming into Eau Rouge, I did not want to flash back there. But sadly, I damaged just slightly the front wing and had to. But the amount of speed we had coming out of the top of Eau Rouge, that was incredible. That felt fantastic. Imagine what that'd be like in a real F1 car if you were really an F1 driver. I can't imagine how amazing that would feel. I'm so glad we've got a dry race here, though, that I can really push this car to the limits and try and mow down Vettel. I'm going to keep this in rich mode for the time being, because this is where we're going to really be able to stretch our legs past Cousin Johnny's. And surely coming into the bus stop, we're going to have increased a lot on Seb. Well, you can feel us catching him too, can't you? We're pulling away there from Lewis. It's about the race win. It's also about the championship. We get ahead of him there. That's a healthy 7-point closing in we get of him, and that should take him within about 3 points of the championship lead. Alright, Vettel sets the opening lap, the fastest lap. That's what I was trying to say. And we won't outbrake ourselves this time into last source. Hold on to it. Get a good run of speed here in Seb. And if we don't get in this lap, with DRS next lap, I feel that he is ours for the taking. But we're gaining on him here already. We don't want to run into the back of him here at Eau Rouge. As the sparks go flying, that looks fantastic. Once again, look at the speed we have on him. We're going to have to go around the outside of him here. And we just zoom straight past him into the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. That is why it pays to have the most powerful engine in Formula 1. That felt fantastic. And there is no reason why we're going to lose this race right now, particularly with flashbacks in play. Obviously, if this is a season time we're driving for that red car or a Mercedes, you know we're going to have them off at that stage. Not necessarily off, we just won't use them. We can actually turn them off. But anyway, we'll just keep this into rich mode just for a little bit longer. And that is where it feels fantastic. And that's the only thing I'm going to miss about driving for Toro Rosso. It's just love racing here in Belgium and Italy, just because the power you feel in this car. Like, it's great that you actually feel the developments working to the point where you know that you are going to be faster than these cars. I think what I'm going to do, obviously, you know, if I get into a Mercedes, they're the best overall car in this game, I think. You know, just make the engine back up again, once again. So, because all the rest of the cars are already much more developed than the Toro Rosso. Streak away a little bit more here from Seb. He's holding on to me slightly, but I think he's got a bit of a slipstream on me. As we approach the bus stop. Longest circuit, of course, in Formula 1 here in Belgium. So, 5 laps, of course, do go a little bit longer. Should set a fastest lap here. We do. Thank you, Jeffrey. Captain Obvious, I already said that. But cool, if you want to repeat me, that's fine. Now, for the first time in this race, we can stretch our legs being at the front of the pack coming out of Eau Rouge. Look at how much we've pulled away already just coming into this section. So much faster. Thank you very much. Taking it flat out. And even with DRS now enabled, they're nowhere near me. Absolutely incredible place. It should be a purple sector here. No, it isn't. Okay, interesting. So the last lap we did go fast. I guess we had the toe of Vettel, so that makes a little bit of sense. Still hanging on to that rich mode. We, of course, did put that new engine in here, and we'll probably... don't know if we'll do the same for Italy. I think we might. To make sure that we've got that power going forward there. I'd love to get a pole there as well. Only unassisted pole we've gotten this season is Canada, and even then I sort of cut that chicane really at the end, didn't I? So I got away with it. So I guess in terms of actual genuine pole positions in this game of F1 2017, that is, I actually technically haven't gotten one. Anyway, that's for another time. Hopefully we can choose that in Italy. Vettel's hanging on here, isn't he? It's just that middle section of the circuit and the corners, the tight twisty part of Spa. That Ferrari's working a lot better, and that's sort of going back to the overall components of the cars. Of course, we're only really good in a straight line. The rest we've just got to fight for it. That's why Hungary and Monaco we have to really trump ourselves down in terms of the difficulty level. Don't think we'll do it in Singapore. We should be okay in Singapore. It's a little bit trickier than Azerbaijan, but obviously we managed okay in Azerbaijan. And I know Suzuka is obviously a high-speed circuit, but you know we generally struggle in Suzuka. Although last year we had that last corner overtake, didn't we, on Hulkenberg to get the point. So, anyway, penultimate lap. We're still in rich mode. Still not really facing too much of an issue with that. For the time being, at least. Let's say we haven't used a flashback, have we? But we did. We used that one. We clipped the back of Kimi. Alrighty, folks. This is looking good. This is looking very good for us. And this will put us in only a few points too of Vettel. So we could potentially be leading the World Championship after Italy, heading into Singapore. So, again, not my intention to win the championship in a Toro Rosso, but I'll take it. I will take it. I mean, that would boost our chances for a Ferrari and Mercedes drive big time. Red Bull can sulk about us refusing their first driver role, but I'm sure they'll be there to offer us again at the end of the season. So if it's the first driver at Ferrari, that means Vettel's out, doesn't it? First driver at Mercedes, Hamilton's out, which is interesting. I think you should get to choose. I think it's kind of, you get to choose your teammate at the beginning of the season. So why shouldn't you get to choose your teammate in sort of those situations, you know? Because, I mean, realistically, we know it's Kimi that would retire or be forced out of the team. But anyway, same with Bottas. Hamilton wouldn't be out. It's a more difficult one at Red Bull, though, isn't it? I probably would argue they would choose Verstappen over Ricciardo, but they're both bloody good drivers. Alright. Bus stop for the last time. Second last time, I should say. Here we go, folks. Last lap of Belgium. It's ours to lose. And fastest lap, if you don't mind. We go under 150. And this is definitely ours to lose. And we find our way to Air Rouge once again. Last time. Get ready to once again say goodbye to cousin Johnny. I do this, of course, every single time around. And obviously we didn't do online at the end of last season, so it wasn't even a case of being able to see him in online mode. So a little bit further. We might switch down into standard very shortly here. So we'll do that now. We should have it. Yeah, well, we've pulled away significantly there from Vettel. Save it for the last stretch of the lap if he does maintain any sort of closeness to here. See how that plays off. Whoa, we're getting ourselves ragged there. Should have plenty in the tank here right now as we look for our very first win in Belgium. Very first win. Hard to imagine, isn't it? It's our very first win, considering that we've had the, what, 2 seasons now? 3 seasons we've had the most powerful engine? Should have last year, but again, it was raining, so that cost us. It's like in Britain. We should have won Britain, but if it was raining, so... Anyway, stop talking. Say goodbye to Cousin Johnny, everybody, for another year. See you, Cousin Johnny. Have a good one. And right now, let's whack it up to Rich just to get ourselves comfortably across the line here in Belgium. Vettel should not be close enough to us here at the bus stop unless we completely fuck it up and we have to flash ourselves back. We've got it. There we go. Nice and comfortable. Well, get a bit of curb. Round this corner here. Victory in Belgium. Ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Belgium Grand Prix.
Absolutely fantastic. It's a brilliant result. Well done.
Thank you, Jeffrey. It was a brilliant result. I don't mind saying so myself. And we'll take it. So that is, what is that? Our 6th win in the last 7 Grand Prix, if you don't mind. France Toast once again, getting himself pumped up and a happy man. And we'll jump up and celebrate once again. There we go. Celebrating another victory. That's our 10th career victory, folks. 21st podium. So we've had 10 of our 21 podiums have been wins. And Massa, yep, 10th. Here we go. It's always the same race engineer they send up there on the podium, is it not? Not too sure. Yeah. Very, very happy Ugly Ben there as we celebrate the victory. Oh, and he gets a bit feisty with Hamilton. Got Gotta love seeing that, don't you? Not really. You're sick of seeing the same animations. And, yeah. Our team looks happy for once. Woohoo! We will take it. And so I win. Vettel, Hamilton, Raikkonen, Bottas, Verstappen, Perez, Ricciardo, Grosjean, Massa, and Hulkenberg. Standings. We're within 4 points. 4 points of Vettel. Wow. I got driver of the day, by the way. And constructors, well, it doesn't really matter as long as we're pulling away from Red Bull. So, okay. We'll take the lead in the championship in this next round if we win in Italy. Can you believe that? Again, really not going out of our way here to win the championship. But, insane. Alright. That's how our reputation goes forward here. Does Red Bull continue their forgiveness of us as we try and get ourselves back into their good graces, even though it doesn't really matter. We're not after Red Bull, are we? We're after anything. Shut up, Ben. So we get a nice chunk of development points. That's good. Rivalry, we're kicking ass. Right, how's our reputation? Oh, big leap up there. Red Bull's going up to that point again. Haas is nearly up to the absolute maximum. Ferrari, though, that's what we deep desire. But Mercedes are in third. So on that form, we are Haas, Red Bull, and Mercedes offering. You take a Mercedes one there. So there you go. Alright, so we're off to Italy next, folks. Like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you very much for tuning us in to Casual Gamer Oz. We'll speak to you next time, wherever you are watching us from. Good night.